Avenza is excited to introduce you to the new Waffle chart type now available in MAPublisher 11.6. A waffle chart is a grid composed of equally sized cells in which each cell is colored to depict different categories or segments. Waffle charts are useful for comparing categories and displaying proportions. They are typically used as an alternative to a pie chart as they make it easier to compare areas, visualize categories with small percentages, and are more readable in general. The tool allows you to use Illustrator graphic styles and swatches, or you can even create your own custom styles to use in your waffle charts. This grants you so many different ways to customize this feature to suit your cartographic needs. I'm going to show you how to create a waffle chart using the Map Themes tool in MAPublisher 11.6. The first thing I'm going to do is open the Map Attributes panel to show what kind of data I am working with. I want to compare the trade exports between Canada and the United States across several different categories. If I go to the countries layer, you can see that I have data on 9 different categories of exports. These categories will form the basis of my waffle chart. To create a waffle chart, I first want to open the Map Themes panel. And here I can click on the Add Map Theme button. Here I want to select the chart theme type and give it a name, which I will call Exports, and click OK. I can edit the chart theme by double-clicking it in the Map Themes panel, which will open the Edit Chart Theme window. Here I want to change the type to Waffle Chart, which is the brand new option available in MAPublisher 11.6. You can see that there are 4 tabs of options for waffle charts. I will go through each tab. The Source Data tab allows you to choose the number of categories you want to create and also style the appearance of each category. So to do this, from the layer menu, I will select my countries layer. I want to create 9 different categories using the Add button, one for each type of export. I will assign each category a different attribute from my layer. And then I can use the appearance settings to style my category. You can see as I go that the preview is updating live as I change the appearance settings. You can also change the opacity of your stroke or fill, change the stroke width, or instead of designing it manually, you can use a pre-loaded graphic style. I'm going to prepare and style the rest of the categories and then I will come back. You can also change the opacity of your stroke or fill, change the stroke width, or instead of designing it manually, you can use a preloaded graphic style. I'm happy with the appearance of my chart, so I'm going to move on to the Chart Options tab. This tab contains settings that control the overall look and shape of your chart. The datum per shape value represents how much each cell on your chart is worth. For example, if I set the datum to 100, each cell in my chart will represent 100 data points. Next to this is the Calculate Default Scale button, which you can use to automatically determine a suitable datum for your data, or simply provide yourself with a good starting point. I can make adjustments to the datum, such as making it a whole number, before I move on to the next step. I'm going to round mine to 5. I can set the direction of growth to either horizontal or vertical, whichever direction I want my chart to fill from. Chart height refers to the amount of columns or rows my chart will have, depending on which direction of growth I set. You can change the shape of your cells as well. Squares are the typical choice for a waffle chart, but some people also use circles or rounded squares. Shape size changes the dimensions of your cells, and spacing determines the amount of space between the cells in your chart. Percent value for last shape determines the percentage required for the last cell of each category to be added to the chart. To explain, the value of each last shape in a category will fall between 0 and 100% of the datum per shape. If this is set to 100, the only time the last shape will be shown in the chart is if the value of the attribute field is perfectly divisible by the datum value. I can lower this value if I wish to allow for some of the extra to make a difference on my chart. I like to use 50% as it fits the criteria for rounding. Next, I'll move on to the general options for my chart, which are more settings that control the overall appearance of your waffle chart. You can sort your values by ascending or descending order, with ascending meaning that the largest values are on the top of your chart. You can also use the Draw Chart Border option to set a border and/or a background fill for your chart. So for mine, I'm going to choose a border that is black, and I'm going to select a white fill to make it easier to see on my map. Finally, I'm going to go to the Title tab, which is where you can specify and design a title for your chart. I'm satisfied with my chart options, so I can click Apply, and my waffle charts will appear on my map. And there we go. As you can see, it is easy to move my charts into whatever position I want on my map, as all of the elements of the chart are grouped together. If I'm not happy with the appearance of my charts, I can simply go back to the Map Themes panel, double-click it to open the editor, and make any changes I wish. I would like to change the stroke of my boxes from black to white, and I can do that quickly by shift-clicking to select all of my categories, selecting stroke, and selecting white. Select the stroke weight just to make sure it applies, and then click Apply Selection. And then we can click Apply again to set these changes. And there we go. Now I want to create a legend for my waffle charts so that map users can easily identify the categories. I want to select the chart theme in my Map Themes panel, and then click the Create Map Theme Legend button. Here I can change the appearance of my icons, choose how many columns I want my legend to be, and set the spacing between each category, just like any other legend layer. The Legend Shapes column has two options, Square and Chart. Chart simply means that the shape of the legend icons will match the shape used in my waffle chart. So in my case, it doesn't matter which one I pick because mine are square. I can also use the Title tab to add a title to my legend if I wish. This tab also contains the Draw Scale option, which allows me to create a custom scale message for my waffle chart explaining what each cell represents. For example, for my chart, I will change this to say each square represents $5 billion in exports. Once you are happy with your legend, you can click Create to add it to your map. And there we go. This was just a quick demonstration on how to add waffle charts to your maps. I hope this video was helpful, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.